Hello. Hello, hello. Sorry I am late. I had a quick errand I had to do. And you know what? The amount of road construction when I got there. Crashing out. I hope not. Oh, Herlock Sholmes is always watching. He knows what you've been doing. But the last time we did this, we played this game, it's been a while. We made it to London. It was not raining. Echo asked and I looked it up. And then we asked if we could stay and continue the study tour that Cosimo was going to do, because we're technically not a lawyer. And we were told, go to the courthouse and defend this guy. There was no one to defend him. So end up with a not guilty verdict and you can continue to study here in England as a lawyer. And so we were going. And it looked like an open and shut kind of case, because only the accused and the murder victim were inside of the omnibus at the time. But what if there was a third person? And then I believe like a smoke bomb went off and everybody had to leave the room. And we'll end it on that cliffhanger. And I think that's a vague recap of what we did. Yay! I'm so excited. I love this game. The dramatic music already. What on earth just happened in there? Did we accuse anyone of being secretly Russian? I mean, to be fair, in the last chapter, she was Russian. That whole sequence of events was something else. But no, we did not accuse anyone of being a Russian, a Russian, like, renegade on the run, criminal. What on earth just happened there? I don't know. Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Conveniently, right after you asked. Miss Susato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. I forgot I need to be, like, over here a little more. Over here, kind of. There we go. My bad, I forgot. I forget this every stream, the text box. Man, last stream I'm covering my HP, this stream I'm covering my text box. I just can't win. Maybe I don't belong in the left corner. The right corner. Oh my god. A smoke grenade. It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then, could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? Yeah, we're defending McGilded, and he said there was somebody else. I ran, and ran, and ran. Where did we run to? Why are we running? I ran so hard. My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying, which is surprising. He seems like the type to lie, my client. I neglected to consider I was running from horses. Oh dear. What's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. He's just vibing somewhere. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's answer chamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? What was she even doing here at the trial? The horses got me. Hold up, there's now ninja in England. In this day and age, too. She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? She's not a ninja, no. I hope that you guys will like her. She is a recurring character. There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? We weave out hard in these parts. The 20 pence. Oh, yeah, because the bus driver was charging extra money, which is also a problem. He's in trouble. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he charged 5 pence each. Oh, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. Oh dear. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. A horse has got me, and I'm violently protective of Silent Suzuka. Listen, Silent Suzuka she's a good bean. Not to mention the actual horse, also a champion. He was a good boy, and we miss him. I don't know if you've heard about Haru Urara, but if they charged 5 pence, I'd ride the bus all day just because. Well, this is like, what, the 19th century England? So, might have been a little different. I don't know all too much about Haru's story. I actually only know a little bit about the real horse from my favorite Uma Musume. And no, I still don't have her. I still roll the gacha for Umas every chance I get. No, I never get Mihono bourbon. It's fine. I'll keep crying about it. Keep coping. I've been playing since day 1. But I haven't played in a while. I need to get back to Uma Musume. R.I.P. the bourbon dream. I mean, a friend did link me to a bourbon plushie, so that is a thing that I should probably buy. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. Gold sheep. That's true. Gold ship, is quite the breeding horse. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. As this trial is a spicy one. 96%, yeah. I think he learned the word, like, breeding or something, and they told him that that was what he was gonna do, and then they took him to a fan event, and he was real mad after he got home. It's fun when animals know where it's gold ship being gold shipped. We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato. Yes, I imagine we will. Yeah, so now he vibes in his retirement. He just hangs out. Goldship does what he wants. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded, look. There she is. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks. Good boy. My lord. I believe you've established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier? It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught, obviously, and now occupies the stand. This guy looks like he's always smelling a fart, but can't tell where it's from. What do you mean? Your name, girl? Oh dear, she's got an accent. He's too lazy. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? Judge Santa Claus. If I may, my lord. He also has an accent. the problem. I'm not good at accents. Yes, Mr. McGilded? I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place, why she tried to bolt like that. Now we know what he's doing when it's not Christmas. Yeah, he's working. Willy Wonka! I mean, he is rich, but I think candy has nothing to do with it. Ace Attorney is wild. I mean, this one does not even have the supernatural wonkiness of later Ace Attorneys. It's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. I hate trying to read accents, because I just read as, like, me. I'm too American. Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. I love reading those games so much. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Begora, what the? A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. The fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that screaming come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Wow, we're gonna blame the kid? For the, I remained somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather on the night in question, guy rides the bus. Objection, he's too rich to ride the bus. If we can actually examine the bus. This is it. If you look at the back, it says Phoenix Wright, which I think is great. And we can open it up. This is the seed of a crab. Somebody spilled ketchup in here. And you can pull this handle. And not that. Pull on that, please. And ta-da! Open space. But there are also seats up here. So there are a couple of people sitting up here. And then apparently 3 people inside of here. Oh, we don't have the diagram. We have the crime scene photo. Sandwich. This young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct? Most people love Gold Ship. No wonder it costs 5 pence. You want to ride the bus, climb the ladder. It's supposed to cost 4 pence. He got in trouble for that. Because the, like, the leader of the guild for, like, the Coachman's Guild or something is in the jury. And these trials do have a jury. Sound Suzuka is good. I can't fault the choice there. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Which she was. There's a guild. There is a guild. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? No. Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. Wah. Hello. I have no idea where to start. Don't worry, Silveria, you did not miss much. She's been posing holding her hat this whole time. Probably, yeah. I have a feeling... It's been a hot minute since I've played this. That, we have to press all statements. But when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? The stream never started on this tab, no! Fire your tabs. Close some of your tabs. I know you have like 700 open. I know you, Tobir. There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. Oh my god. Close some tabs. For the love of God. You don't need that many. No. Hang on. I don't know, hang on. Please hold her, God. We know. Oh, God. My angry face. Well, my eyes are indeed up here. I mean, no. We're the first passenger, as it were. I see. And that's why I took the back side as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is. I've defeated your angry face. I have not installed. Bro has tabs for tabs. Bro's got tabs for my tabs. Would you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means. That's how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it's the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. I opened up 12 tabs and feel like it's too much. There's more tabs than I got emails. One tab at a time. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. I don't want to know your reasons for 3,000 tabs. I feel like there is no good reason.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say, and a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? So it's just like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed? Well now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. It's just one tab open. The same tab. Do not open my stream on that many tabs. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream? Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. What do you guys think of this guy, actually? I don't know if anybody remembers, because it's been like 2 weeks since I streamed. I'm sorry, I've been busy and things and...
Hold it!
Long hair, soft-spoken, emotionally intelligent, mature, powerful story. True. Suzuka can do that. I think he has no neck and is 90% legs. This guy is built like SpongeBob. You sat him up? The victim, you mean? Oh, it was a whole thing about him having blood on his hands, but then there's only blood on this one glove, and we don't really have an explanation for this. That's right. I'm also refreshing myself, I'm sorry. That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said, I could plainly see poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? Like I would tamper with a crime scene. But, you know, that's just me. It's common courtesy, so it is. Rice shower. Rice shower is baby. Rice shower is adorable. We love rice shower in this house. I find that a little hard to believe. Anna? I'm not gonna do it. Why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in the carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. Only one Ara, this guy doesn't even uwu. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest? He does in fact do that. So, he's not quite the upstanding guy. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddle in. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes. Screamy says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. I'm waiting for her to have an opinion and be able to talk to her.
Hold it!
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. Which was a lie. So I did, sir. So I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well now, just a queer thing. That the wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Good gracious, indeed. Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubby hole there for storage. There is. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Like, so shake. You think the guy testifying now is guilty? This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. Are they going to say anything different about it if we do? Hold on. Sometimes you gotta examine a thing and the, it's definitely sus. Has a handle. Thing. We looked at it when it was full last stream. Storage compartment, there's nothing in here, it's totally empty. Look me in the eye and tell me you don't think he's guilty. Well, there's a slight problem with that, gang. If he is guilty, in order for us to stay in London as a lawyer, he needs to be found not guilty. And we don't really have a great picture of what went on. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. What's that? So what's the thing that you think is wrong with it? And that's when I found her. You aren't even a lawyer yet and you're dirty? No, he would never.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself? Aye, that's right. Just hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. She'd be in there with 2 dead bodies. Ugh. You're really overacting this. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there. I sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her. Chinwag? British phrases? Hello? The seat opposite? That's right. Just next to the dead gentleman there. That's a decision. I love a good chinwag. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir? That's my thoughts exactly. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And you thought that putting her next to a dead body was the right decision. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. Bro, she's still posing. Is she being paid to be this dramatic? Oh wait, she'll stop posing eventually. We will talk to her. In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason? I'm still waiting for her to speak. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl. He is short. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Thank you, I've heard enough. The events, as explained, are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who's the girl? She's still posing. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds for leaving people of their purses. It's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here? A petty thief? Order. 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 Oh no. Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Oh. What? Wow. How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Oh. Yeah. The girl, she's gone. Again. Open your eyes. Oh, she's over here now. I'm over here. Suddenly. Good gracious. How? What was the point in that little sidestep? I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. Objection, who let this girl have a grenade launcher in public? I know, there's a lot of weapons in this courtroom, now that I think about it. Oh no, she vanished 2 meters to her left. Wild. Unthinkable. Because, I mean, she has the smoke grenade launcher. Ryunosuke has a sword. And then, one of the jury members has a knife. Because he's always playing with it. We'll see him again, I think. Go on, that's what's in your heads, isn't it? Objection, no one here is cooking. No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast... He looks so done. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs? Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the 4-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best. Don't wave that thing in my direction again. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question? It's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. We're just letting people in our courthouses with weapons. The UK was cooked from the start. Oh no. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. Gina looks so excited. We'll tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, if I have to. You have to. Please, I need details. I need them so bad. She's posing again. So I snuck inside the carriage where they kept the horses, just like always. Come on, girl, spill the tea. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. Ow. As I'm sure I said before, sir. She was underneath him. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I was sat that night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume? It is indeed. Yes, it does appear large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there, because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. Ah, you're stuck. So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all this time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question? Not at all, my lord, not at all. Isn't this guy a loan shark? He is indeed. We actually have the, as a list of people who owe him money. I thought for sure you'd throw her under the bus. See, there it is. A big old list of all the people who owe him money. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman! My lord. This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. Man, they changed their minds on him and, like, in a moment's notice. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Don't ask why there's fire in the courtroom as well. We don't talk about it. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Oh, look at that. Saint's alive! Why can't we have trials this epic? Wait until it's done. All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty? They are indeed. Mr. Naruhodo, this... well, it must mean... It must mean what? They were victorious. Well, I feel like there's probably more. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Oh. There it is. At the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. I've been waiting for him to do that this entire time. Just like... This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Bro trusts in his trousers hardcore. That he does. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's last statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Was indeed. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. It is empty under there. It was not empty under there in the first part. The order, indeed. How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, Counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. This is true. I also corroborate this. I looked at it. Well, anybody's friend? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fellow. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. Well, there's a problem, because I looked at it, and there was stuff under there earlier. Well, Counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? I didn't- oh, shit. I clicked. I'm a failure, I didn't look. But I couldn't lie and pretend that I had. I looked, though. Oh. Will Ray lie, become the dirty lawyer, and now I'll just click my buttons like a fool. I have misclicked on this before. My bad. I didn't look, though, so I'm a little sad. It's been a minute since I saved, so we're not doing it. Perhaps I credited you with too much intelligence. I'm pretty sure you've called me stupid a few times. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. I think you have implied that I am an idiot. Seems, my lord, that this Eastern initiate is as unreliable as wine from the barrel. Did all this time when I'm spam clicking to skip text. Yeah, I thought I had a second. I thought I had another click before I had the thing. My bad. Mr. Naruhodo. Don't laugh at me. Well now, it would seem the argument is moot. And the truth of the matter is there for you all to see, after all. Ain't no way he's dissing an initiate as a veteran. I mean, Ryunosuke has been in one trial as a lawyer. And then there was the mystery solving of what happened to Cosmo. And now we're here. So he is inexperienced indeed. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. There's stuff under there. I know there was. I looked for it. I looked at it. Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. See, that's the coachman guy. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick purser liar. Oh dear. I think we're gonna have to do another thing. Oh god. See, it's the guy with the knife. I told you we'd be seeing him. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. It's all a trap. Oh. Coachman is a juror and drinking. The whole court is a kangaroo court. Right, so I must concur here. Oh. They are almost all against me again. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. That is true. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. That's right, we were talking to her. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. There's a lot of weapons in this courtroom, there's drinking in this courtroom, there's fire in this courtroom. I don't know, man. It is an Ace Attorney game. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. I think if I had said that I did see things underneath there, that the game would have said that I didn't look. No, I did look. If enough of the jurors believe that he should be declared guilty, we can actually do what's called a summation examination, and then cross-examine all of them, and try to get them to change their minds. Fun facts. So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a Joey to make a few bob? What? Spending a what to what? It's a rub idea, isn't it? I suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Kind of. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. My bad. Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making it 20, to which the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. That place is not that big. What corner? No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you. It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. A waste of time? Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own in the god permit at least some of the time. I beg your pardon? Did you say god permit? Oh yeah. Well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. God permits. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away? That's it. Only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. Do you mean to tell us you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin? The plot thickens. Yeah. Right, mister? To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child, now do you? So Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. Butchers? This girl. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small, dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Hobson's choice. Hobson? Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open, then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. Fair enough, I guess.
Hold it!
When you say loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily? That is what she said. That's right. And then I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim. They're not. Well, girl, did you see what happened at the crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and I had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the bloke one and falling on the floor on the seat opposite. Like he said he did, but just still weird. That matches Mr. McGilded's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Indeed not.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilded discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason? Yeah. The bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling on me. Oh, how awful. Awful indeed. Both my hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while? Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume. Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. One brief, shining moment, yes. It's clear that they're all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know what thing he means. Let me look at this again. Things of the carriage, kind of like the show. Can't see anything. What evidence do we have? Single stab wound. Oh. That's... Hey, in the back of my picture you can see the bucket. Gloves. I know we talked about that. Bust itself, the murder weapon. And then his book, which we don't need. I don't actually know. Honestly, I'm not sure what I think. I feel like there's something on this statement. I feel like the top hat guy is innocent and there's no way Gina did it. Trying to remember what neck to... I don't think we have anything to say under here. Door, yada yada. Wait, no? What isn't it? Yep, Van Zeeks has made no mention of it. Suppose that does seem strange. That is strange. Wait a minute. Was that here before? I have such a bad feeling about this. Because there was definitely this one. Was there this one? Don't know. Can I mess with this window? On the inside. I feel like there's something about the window as well. Actually. That's still the scene of a murder, I know. It's a big skylight. I thought there was something up here. I have no recollection of that being there. I don't either. Well, so there's something here that is here now that wasn't before, and there's something that's gone. Oh, hey, wait, there's something. It does look a different color. Yeah, but can I, what? But there's a little latch right there. Can I open it? Oh, it's not letting me do that. But I wanna. I've completely forgotten the answer. I don't have to Google it yet. The Google of shame. And we talked to her about the stuff that's supposed to be under there. It was a waste of time. Can't see anything. I mean, that lines up. You have to open them. If I think I'll have to reload it. Yeah, the music would have stopped. That reveals a damning inconsistency in that last statement. It doesn't. I look at you, Counsel. I see your trembling hand, your pallid expression, and your perspiring brow. Huh? Seems to me that is the damning inconsistency here. The misplaced confidence of your assertion. I'll never allow it. I can't feeling like that's the statement. I mean, we've pressed everything. Looked it up, waste time. Can't see anything. Which, I mean, that lines up. Oh. What in the... Hang on. Shamefully. Shamefully look it up because I don't remember. But I feel like that's the statement. Sa. Oh, what? Hold on.
Hold it!
Does he react to this? Can see out. They're a pickpocket. He didn't react to this. Now he does. This is what we needed.
Excuse me.
I'm so mad that I had to Google that. Something wrong, Mr. McGilded? What's wrong if you didn't do this the second time? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. It was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass, is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Oh, you did spend a couple weeks living in a wardrobe, so I get it. I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. Huh? I suppose it does. Maybe. Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. There's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? It's profoundly important. Always assume it's important. My lord, I believe that the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. Almost sure. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. Just saving on the fly. Why do I want to pinch her cheeks? I don't know. Don't do that, though. I think she would hit you. Hydrate. Thank you. I don't remember how much of this is left. Actually, give me a second. Thank you for the head pat. Maybe. I will try to finish this today.
Hold it!
You were strained to hear what was happening the entire time? Since the moment you hid yourself? Or shoot you with her smoke gun? Yeah, she might. You never know. Or who knows what other inventions she's got in that bag she stole. Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got my head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. Would you Adam and Eve it, eh? Adam and Eve? What a mug! What a mug? What? What? So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market. Snoring like an old dog he was. Any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? I like it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. There were 2 people in there. Wait a minute. Miss Lestrade, what you've just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. Adam and Eve, it means believe. I mean, I gathered that from context, but like, why? Who decided that? What, is that a thing that, like, people still say? Language is weird. Language is soup? Life is a tragic soup. At odds? Are you sure, man? I'm positive, actually. Cause, didn't hear anybody coming or going, huh? The door never opened? Huh? Although we did find the latch on the skylight. Seems my Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. I feel like you've done like what call me stupid, but it's fine. So Banziques realized it too. Counsel? I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. It's rhyming slang was used by criminals in London when they knew the police were listening. Language is weird. Is that also why she said that she, like, butchers when she means that she's looking out? What even are words? According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding on the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! Thinking? I can't do that. There's something else she should have heard. Gonna save it just in case I mess it up. But I know who she should have heard, so... I'm just compulsively saving. Fine. Forget it. I don't show for it. Very well, my lord, allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. Sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. This one.
Take that!
Thrice-fired Mason? Rest in peace, thrice-fired Mason. Yes, my lord, the sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear. Our slang is weird, having a butcher's is having a look, but I don't know why that one is a thing. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I mean, American English is weird and dumb too, but... Languages are dumb, and I only know one. And the alphabet of another one. Is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. That's right. Explain your reasoning, counsel. Order. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? I went to the pub again? Man, guy goes to the pub a lot. And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded? That it was. Not a soul in the cabin when I climbed aboard. Somebody must be lying. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time? Did I not just say as much? He lives in London, can you blame him for going to the pub so often? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. Doesn't add up, though. And from what we've learned, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. Onward and upward. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Well, and that's the thing. So she didn't hear the door open, but there were 2 of them in there, and for the guys on the roof, they said that the door was locked. Something suspicious, but I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't I? Waiting for this swell to leave. Swell is such a weird slang for a person. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Ah. We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did, or did not hear, is at odds with the facts. I mean, that is true. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Zeeks. Yes. He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. Okay. Que? It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. Have I? This witness, and her colorful statements, are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? I want to throw a carriage at Van Zeeks. No, we like Van Zeeks in this house. We do. Uh-oh. Oh no. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I. But, Mr. Foreman, I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. Poor man. Always smelling a fart. I feel like that's not true. He does have some baggage, but that's for a later case. Much later. Mr. Naruhodo, this is 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Well, it's not looking great for us. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nepotese friend. To the considerable troubles you've spared me. Actually, I have a screenshot of one of his toasts that says, to your new career in nothingness. Yes, very refreshing. I can't act dramatically enough for that. What are you playing at? Don't get mad at me! Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern amateur? Don't lick that! This is carnage. It's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going... I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence, the judge will rule and will have lost. Also, if he is found guilty, he will be sentenced to death, so... He will be hanged if he is guilty. Oh. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Oh. McGilded's going insane. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. I just looked at the thing at the wrong time. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? Whatever do I mean, indeed. Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorog my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? If indeed. Only one way to explain how they came to be. There's another entrance. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection.
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows, which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection.
Oh, we looked at it earlier. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, really. One other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. I'm gonna save it real quick in case it doesn't like when I click on it. Just in case. There's the bus. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin? Well, how about this?
Take that.
I'm so tired, but I'm so invested. I am doing my best. The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight. Spicy.
Objection.
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection.
the skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection.
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory? Well, I mean, there's blood where there wasn't before. Don't mess with this crime scene while we were all gone. Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection.
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible. It's simply incredible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but I don't like it when he interrupts things. Might a humble fellow make a wee comment here? Mr. McGilded? To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim fallen through the skylight. But, seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Humph. Or umph. Oh my goodness. Surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? You mean the ones who stuck the knife in that man, or... Are we sure about this? Oh, they're back! Hello! Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? 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 You rotter, he said. You rotter? What are you insinuating? God, for being a hat maker, his hat is the most crooked little thing. This is a flaming outrage. Is that old lady knitting during a murder trial? She is. She has been knitting the entire time. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. Mr. Fairplay. He actually, so Fairplay here owes, McGilded a lot of money. And it's due soon. So we did ask him about this before. You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker, who was in debt, and me, a very angry hatter, suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's good things set in 2025 where they would all be watching Subway Surfer on TikTok during the trials. No. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's... Stop eating that. I forgot he does that. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right. I protest too. And about you, you rotten scoundrel. And he's just standing there laughing. Spicy. The order in the court. This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know? My lord, if I may comment, I see twerking on that other man's hand. Well, you know what? The hatter, I believe he has a wife or is engaged. He makes like a reappearance later. As a juror or something. There's a market for everyone. Go ahead, Lord Van Zeeks. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. He's engaged in something. Accuse? I never intended to... J'accuse, as they say. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. Well, to be fair, I was learning English for the past, couple months. We don't talk about it, though. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You've branded these gentlemen liars. You've intimated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but... You can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. Get them to... I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First? My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. That's not something you want to say as a lawyer. All I can do is keep pushing forward. We're almost there. I think. And by I think, I mean I scrolled through the wiki. We were the only 2 people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I could swear to that. If anything had happened while we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. Oh, how about that? If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? Well, I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. I'll be so sure. How either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see? We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the 2 of you were in collusion with one another. What? Huh? Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the 2 witnesses shared no common dealings. Huh. Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. He didn't trust anybody, that guy. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. Yes, indeed. Let me click it one more time.
Hold it!
Holding it. So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck? Absolutely not. Dickon? Dickon. No question about it, he said. None at all. Thank you for the translation. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. Is this true, Mr. McGilded? Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask. Do you have any evidence at all? I don't think we do. It's all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. I saw you with my own eyes. This is going so well.
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly? Is this some kind of a lark? Is this some kind of a joke, he said? Is that what this is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly? Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said? It's impossible, I tell you. I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you. And we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Now, it was a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. It's hardly surprising. Seeing things? seeing things. I believe we've reached an impasse here on this particular point. You. Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Fiend? Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. I feel like that's not how that works for murder, but, you know, it's fine. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really. Poor guy.
Hold it!
So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? No, not once, never. He'd never met the man before, he said. Never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. Well... What the hat he's wearing? No, I imagine not. You see? How many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin. Really? I don't know if we want to pursue this now. Or press them all first. Hang on. That's right, this is about motive, and we had none. No motive, And, well, that's not all, is it? How many more statements are there? There's 2 more. Let me press both, and then we'll pursue that one.
Hold it!
I know that's the pathway we should be taking, but I want to know. You're quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute, that's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the ting means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind. Loudly. I shocked myself with it, as it happens. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rouge, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh, no, sir. The point is his fart the other guy be smelling? I knew it. Called her. Oh, she thinks something now. The skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame. The skylight doesn't open, you say? So that proves it. We couldn't have kicked the victim down into the cabin below, I tell you. Neither of us could. Nobody mentioned anything about kicking anyone. Like I said, these details are little nuggets at best. It's the mother lode we should be looking for. I have one more statement to press.
Hold it!
Proof. That's right, I demand to hear it. We came here to say what we saw, I tell you. Not for this. Will you call us both shysters? Brand us as criminals. You call us liars, that's what he means, and accuse us of doing it. Always thank for the translation. As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves, now is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here. If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth. I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way. I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury. So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely. I mean, we are looking for it. Okay, I'm gonna save so that all of that's been read. I'm not gonna examine the... Which one was it? I think it's the third one. That's fine. Didn't know anything. I hadn't met the guy.
Well, no.
Let's find out what he has to say now.
Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel? What can I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? I'm glad she has now, halfway through the trial, we're over halfway through the trial, decided that evidence is important. Not the remotest connection? Is that right now? I wonder. What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay. It's been too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe it is fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date. I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crimes off on another? And young Mr. First? Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about on your head? Is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They're like a distinctive touch. Oh, there's my dog. I was wondering where my dog was. She is under the blanket. Hi. I thought I heard something through my headphones. I don't know what it was. Customers such as Thrice Fired Mason. Ah. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord. Oh, this, you mean? I can't help thinking that the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh. That's one of my hats. Aye, that it is. So it would seem that the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer, I'd wager, you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel. He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? I don't like the way he's laughing like that, though. Gives me a bad vibe. Please don't let me a little interruption hold up the proceedings. There's that one. I think this one has the next one. Quite certain. Skylight. Lose my block. Lose his rag. Alright, hold on there a minute. Stop biting Arcane. Parted in the bus. Feeling bad about farting in the bus. Couldn't open the window.
What?
Oh, no.
That ain't. Excuse me.
Haven't thought about this, Gina? Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade? Hello? It opens. Hmm? The skylight. That is what we're talking about, right? All them skylights open. Dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out me ears. Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck? Bailiff? Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims. Yep, there it is. Oh, my hat! My hat indeed. See? And the court goes, humana, humana, humana. So, it appears that the street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. Skylight opens. And from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo. This could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Let me just do that real quick. So, if I come up here... Skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone, so I should be able to open it. We want to look at that from all angles, if possible. Or, hold on a minute. What is that? Is the roof deck? I clicked on the bench, didn't it? On the skylight. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. And there's a lamp. Yep. I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see them quite clearly. That's not good for us. That's not what I... Fine. Fine, let me open the door. We have our weird blood stain down here, and now we have a weird stain up here. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't kick me through there. Why someone like me? Ah! What is it? Look, just here. Look at this. That's, without question, it's blood. Is it? I still think someone spilled the ketchup. Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? There we go. That's what we needed. That's what I was looking for before. And then I thought that this bloodstain would trigger the same thing, but it's obvious. Benzies didn't talk about it. But this looks incredibly different from this. That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's, obviously. I see will be clearly visible from the roof deck. Well, alright, we looked into that. Oh, it's on the statement I needed. I saved for nothing. It's fine.
Objection.
Where's my proof? It's right here. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof? Here, in this courtroom? Counsel? My lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? We'll point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. Maybe just a little bit of, a little of this. By Jupiter! Is that blood in all capital letters? This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of the crime. Much no. No. An order.
Hold it.
Holding it. But the blood could have been sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight? Sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But, there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? 'Tis all too plain if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow dropped from a fair height right there, so it is. This trial has a lot of butts in it. It does. I thought you went to sleep. I thought Tobier was gone. I thought I was alone. Again. Tragically alone. What? What? That's lies. My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I'm just having trouble talking. Oh dear. Are you good over there? I believe we can, yes sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? Twists keep me from confidently guessing who's guilty. This case is a very interesting one. And has implications. I wish I typed that fast. I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Well, there's a lot of blood in that one. Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. On 3 then, everyone. 1, 2, and a 3.
Objection!
Oh, never mind. Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh? And what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks? A blood stain on the frame of the skylight? Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
This crime scene does seem to be tampered with. What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood. Is it? I still think it's ketchup.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can say with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. What about the blood on the floor? At least, not until this trial began. What? Another butt? Add it to the butt counter. Are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session. I mean, we did have that one extra recess earlier when Gina shot off the smoke gun. What? What? What a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Tut-tut, Lord Van Zeeks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Oh, no. We're so unsure because we rolled up like 10 minutes before the trial. I think it's fair to say, this all does sound rather like a far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. My words were out of order, but I don't care, I'm still reading. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But, if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel? It's true. Kind of. The omnibus has been in full view. Hello, Xylot! Hello, thank you for the raid. Before I continue on, hello guys, my name is Rain. I am a lunar goddess and the keeper of the Celestial Archive. And we are playing my favorite Ace Attorney, the best Ace Attorney. Hello! If you have any after stream stuff you have to do, you have to raid and run, I totally understand. Take a break, have food, have water, something. I don't know where Tober went. So I'll click the button. Thank you for the follow! We're playing Borderlands. I have never played Borderlands in my life. I hope it was good. This is arguably the best Ace Attorney. I love these ones so much. And nobody plays these ones, I feel like. So I'm doing it for us. I nobly take one for the team. Stream my favorite games. And we're at an important moment here. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session. We are forgetting the smoke gun thing. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter. In your own words. As you wish. Did someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think so. I would love another one of these. This collection, this pair of games, is excellent. They are, I think, my favorite out of all the Ace Attorneys, and I've played the Phoenix Wright trilogy, and the Apollo Justice trilogy, and I've played these, and I've played Ace Attorney Investigations. The only one I didn't play was the Professor Layton crossover. I think I've done everything else. Unless there's another one I'm missing. Right when I go to the bathroom. Can't believe you would do this. How dare Tolbert take a break from watching my stream. But if you're asking if the omnibus was tampered with, I think so. I don't even catch my drift. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh. Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently on the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. I love Gina. Bang. Smoke. Panic. Don't let the accused escape. Emergency recess. The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. I love how these games find ways to make the judge different, but the same in every country. I know, right? I have opinions about one of the judges, but I feel like I can't say it. But I think you might know what I mean. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? Uh-oh. What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger? Feckless? Gouger? You're supposed to be defended me. I'm gonna smash my TV. Wait, those are expensive. I might suggest against. Valor is not feeling fun. I cannot actually play FPS games. They make me kind of motion sick, especially if I move around too quickly and like turn too fast. I don't like how it feels. It's not good. You actually notice it when I play Repo. I move much slower, I think, than everyone else. I will run a straight line, and then I will stop and I will turn around. Because I'm, like, out of the habit. If a game is first person, I don't mess with my camera that much. It's supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection.
But also, good luck with your Valorant. I believe. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. I swear I'm joking. That'll get you blocked from Twitch. Oh dear. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies? Such as, I don't know, stuff that I yapped about being taken. And the stain. To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. Thank you, Tovir. I'm glad we're near the end of this chapter. This chapter is an interesting one. We'll yap a bit more about it at the end. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Also, thank you for the head pets. I love head pets. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. About the stain on the floor. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord, no doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? Think about the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Save it in case I'm being dumb, but I mean, oh no, there totally is. The one thing he hasn't talked about. Have an inkling? Suzato was great. Tolver didn't like Suzato for like all of chapter 2, and I was very sad. I'm like, no wait, she's such a good assistant though. She is super thorough and smarter than us. And she's fun. Even when she throws you across the room repeatedly. My lord. Yes, counsel? There is one further inconsistency. She's starting to grow on me. Good. If she doesn't, we'll have words. I'll toggle my anger face back on and we'll have words. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot. Maggot! Oh. Watch my back indeed. Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. I'll just remind you where your eyes are. They're up here. Obviously. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark? Look down.
Got it.
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Good lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Van Zeeks is also... I don't know. This series has had many a great prosecutor. I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm very biased for Edgeworth, but I'm very biased for this guy as well. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. Simon Blackwell is my favorite. Blackwell is great. Yeah. He is in the, I escape. Oh no. There's always break time. There is always time for a break. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. There's always time for me to launch my controller straight through my TV like Ashton Kutcher himself. This trial is over. Mr. McGilded? I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell you. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, it's all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there, now. Well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zieks. Well, my lord... I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Well, wait, there's more, Sylvia, there's more. Lord Van Zieks, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we've won. I'm getting launched with an esports team. Oh no. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense, the closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... Oh, I don't want to say he could be guilty. What happens if I say that? Because I feel like we have to say that he's innocent. Even though he seems kind of... He's guilty. He's guilty. I'll say he's guilty. 100%. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? I don't think that choice actually matters. He's mad. Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. He might be guilty, though. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he's innocent. Good gracious me! I'm very mad about this. McGilded is definitely the top 2 worst defendants in the series. I feel like There's a certain, in the Apollo Justice trilogy, there's a criminal in there who is guilty, and that their, like, final testimony and confession and everything was so unsettling. It was so bizarre. But I won't spoil it for you guys. This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question? Are you of sound mind? He doesn't care. Oh my. Which was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was. A grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. A certain, someone who was definitely not who they appeared to be. Here, have this for your troubles. Ah. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? It's just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Not more than a formality. So it didn't matter. Madness. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine? Or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. The stinking rich are always guilty of something. You mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. Making chamomile tea and I'm crying into my pillow and I'm screaming guilty and good aim through my tears. Yukenna! Hi! Hi, Yukenna. Tolver, will you shout out Yukenna? Yukenna, who puts up with all my nonsense. If you have not met my model mama, Yukenna, you should. She is currently rigging quite a cool model. I like the rendering of that one. The colors on that model are so nice. It's nice to see the whole thing. I love your nonsense. Well, we'll find out next model, won't we? There's only one other thing I'm thinking about doing. We stan Yukenna here. We do. We do. She streams earlier in the day than me, so if you have time in the afternoon, I recommend. Because it's fun to watch the rigging process, even though I look at it and I'm like, man, what is happening? I've spent many hours trying to figure out the Photoshop file I have of a little duck. I have to get going. Thank you for hanging out with us. We're almost done. Once we like finish this chapter, then we'll be done. And I can yap about how unsettled I was with this one. I didn't like how I felt at the end. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I'm compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Thank you! I love having this overlay. The thing about it, and there are actually like panel style ones as well, so I'm not in the box. So they shouldn't have this same quirk. But if, say, if I have my wings and they're folded, it's fine. If you open them, if you do this, it's fine. It's the dragon tail that usually, but I love my tail. So we just, let it swish out of bounds of the frame. My tail is too big for the frame. The artist who made it, they asked for like screenshots of my model. This was a little bit before she was done. And I showed them the tail and they were like, can you turn that off? I was like, yes. I'll be okay. No frame can contain Rain's mighty tail. I did once ask Twitter how long they thought my tail was, and my emote artist responded and said, it's 2.5 reigns long. I was like, solid. Tolver likes the tail, though. I don't know. I mean, the frame itself, like, there is a mask with this frame, but obviously when my model is moving, then it kind of clips through. I think with the next overlay that I'm kind of having made, that's a panel one, so that I can swap between for fun, I won't have that problem. My brain is already worrying. Well, when I ask you for maybe another ear toggle, I'm thinking about it. I asked about feather ears like once, and then never brought it up again. But it's like on my mind. Because I love my wings, but then I'm sad I can't open them. And I'm like, well, how can I still have feathers? And this was the conclusion we reached. I know another VTuber who has designs from Anya as well, and she has feather ears on some of her models. She has so many. And on one of them they're reactive, and so she smiles and the feathers at the tips like wiggle a little, and it's the cutest thing. Her model is my inspiration. But not the one I use as reference. I asked Anya to like do a sketch of what my model might look like with feather ears or head wings, but I can try to find the clip and send it to you. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. They wouldn't have to be reactive, I promise. Just another toggle. Another toggle to add to my collection. Because usually with reactive tails, I'm kind of hit or miss on how much I like the style. Anya's a co-conspirator at this point. You cannot Anya crossover win. I think Yukano would be too powerful in one of Anya's designs. Beans?
Beans?
Beans. I'd pay to see it happen. I mean, technically, I could pay to see it happen. I can probably get Yukano's references. I love working with Anya. It is such a joy. I'm working with Yukata, it's the best. I have a very good setup right now, chat. I don't have a character sheet. Yeah. With my next, the outfit that you're gonna add, you should have one. That's the first time I asked for, a back view of my character. I was like, I've never had a reference sheet, and I probably really should. But I have a lot of toggles. I feel like you and I would have a similar problem. This is my... do have all the seasons. How do I show all of these things? And this is why I don't have an actual reference sheet either. That, and sometimes I'm afraid to ask people to draw my wings. I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to. I'm just so slow with my art. Your art is so good, though. It improves with every model and every just, piece that we see. I'm just so fast. Her sketches are really fast now. They're really nice. I'm excited. It was very impulsive ask. I asked her yesterday. Yesterday or the day before. I love you too. I love Anya's chat is always like, wait, can I commission you? She's like, hang on. Thank you for the head pats. Oh yeah, I was doing a thing. I'm over here yapping. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. Oh, we have to? He's totally guilty. Man did this. We can't prove that he did it. We can't prove that he didn't do it. I wish Anya streams. When you stream, people are always asking about your commissions. No, Anya doesn't usually stream. I don't think she's ever streamed on Twitch I think she streams sometimes in her Discord, but mostly she just works on art offline. She's making a VTuber model right now, though, for someone. Thank you, my lord. I don't want to thank you. No one is happy here. I hereby pass the verdict of this court.
Objection.
But we still haven't determined if the blood stain in the omnibus is genuine or not. It doesn't even matter. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. I have none. My artist friends who stream, I think the artists I work with who stream are probably you, Kenna, and Charmy does sometimes. But Charmy is in a very, very different time zone from me. Because she sent me a message so late last night about watching my Story of Seasons VOD, and she was like, I have thoughts, I have advice. And that's how I wanted to play a Story of Seasons at like midnight. Because she reminded me how much I love it. Which the Grand Bazaar remake, do recommend. If you like farming games. Lord Benzies? My lord? The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. Oh, how about that? At the end it kind of was. But he's not wrong either. You just can't prove it. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, it was. What we should do after stream? Well, I'm gonna eat after stream. And then I might play Story of Seasons. If I do that though, I've done that and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna play like a couple of hours. And then it's like 11 PM. And I go, oh god, what happened? We were very on the same page in our chat about Story of Seasons though. And we both cried for, it matters what color, what kind of sheep you have, and what kind of alpacas you have. I was crushed when I didn't have the materials I needed. The prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. I don't... My sincerest apologies, my lord. But, wait a dang minute. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence to be secured. That doesn't mean anybody did it. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. It really is. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What? All this, they don't even have to say anything. Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? It's the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Agnes McGilded. Good grief. You've more to say to me, have you? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. Oh my god, this guy. All of this, like, how many hours have we streamed this chapter alone? I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. We're all upset. Oh, there's confetti. But nobody is happy with this outcome. Don't ask me why there's fireworks. Ace Attorney logic. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. The man's been cleared. He's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. It's because it's Ace Attorney that it makes sense. Yeah, Ace Attorney is one of a kind. I recommend this Ace Attorney quite highly. The defendant being found not guilty. I didn't click that one, but it just faded away without me. We're almost there. That certainly was a long trial. Was indeed. Ah, yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. Was it? My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Sudato. Thank you for your assistance. If she hadn't bailed us out last time, we would not have gotten this far. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Now he likes us again. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh? What stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks that you'd be lighting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. Can I put his face through a window? I'm afraid you cannot. Ruin! Hello! I will do the thing. I am good. If you don't know, this is a designed cousin of mine. We both get designs from Anya. How are you? I'm excited. He's doing a debut, what, next week? Soon. I need to see that model. Because I don't think I've seen. Or if you showed me, I've been dumb and forgot. This Sunday. I don't stream Sundays, so I can hang out and watch. We're almost done on our end. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, the fireworks in the courtroom. I've kept it secret. I want to see. I want to know. I will see. Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. This man. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? Out of words. I don't think it was so much thanks to me. It's down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. Once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Oh, it's water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. Yes, please do. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters into hand and sort out any wee details. Like, I don't know, the evidence you fabricated. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. This guy... It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. What's with the aura? That's not even an aura. You're a humble people, are you? You from the East? Well, if you insist. I feel like he would give it to me and tell me, that I owe him more money. But still have this, still in all, you deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Oh. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? Into the courtroom? I will, I'm gonna see this. I will see. Wow. I'm so excited. What the heck? Bro, just trying to buy Ryunosuke is shrimply incredible. What's this, officer? Sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. Inspection? Sorry? What inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. Is that what you think? So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. Was it? I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And off he goes. A free man. Hi. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Oh, wait, we could talk about it. We don't have to. Hang on. Hang on. Just load that first. Don't move. Whereas I want to say, get a move on. It really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I hate all grown-ups. There you are. Boost. New person. Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who is this little girl now? I'm taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Good grief. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. This took such a turn. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What's it? What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before? An adult? I don't listen to adults. Okay. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh good! You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that what she wants is to not get shot by that massive gun of yours. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye! I'm so sorry for all the fuss. Bye. She was a lively one. The heart sight is adorable. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now, too? Yes, you're right. But where to? Oh. We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings. But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry, though. I have a plan. If the worst comes to the worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we can spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room. Or a mansion. He would have wanted it back with interest, you know it. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. I told you. I'm gonna show the thing.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water!
The plot thickens!
What the? How did this happen?
It's on fire now.
By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
Is someone in there?
Oh, this can't be.
He did say. And the chapter is over. We made it. I was a little afraid we wouldn't. Of course I'm saying it. What do you take me for? What? What? That's where we're gonna stop today. I feel like this chapter was I liked this one, but it's also the only one where I felt so unresolved. Because you finish, and he's not guilty, but he's guilty. And you don't really know what happened, and then the crime scene is on fire. And, who do you think was inside? The plot thickens. The plot thickens indeed. Let me, if I can take a look at this. Something I want to see here. Okay, so my stream plans for the rest of the week. I was checking to see how many people were watching. I wanted to make sure we had someone to raid with. So tomorrow I will be playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. We're continuing on our Blue Lions New Game Plus route. I've played that game before. It's long. So I hope you're here for that one. I'm not too excited by the announcement of the new one, okay? But we will be back with this probably next week. I'm streaming something on Saturday, but I don't know what it is yet. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!